Big Ray back for a third straight stream, man. What a day of football.
Dude, it's crazy.
The injuries. We're going to touch on this first, man. The injuries are just mounting. It hit me hardest today with Tucker Kraft. We're getting into that later. I'm doing a eulogy for Tucker Kraft on the show. He is my friend. He is my brother. He is my lover. He is my father. He is all those things. Now he's just gone.
Was that the one to break that? Was that the one to break that tier? Or did you see it?
No, I didn't see it live, but I kind of saw it, and I just was like kind of ignoring everything, like the world. But so the Jaden Daniels thing, we got to talk about the Jaden Daniels thing because like I was half watching the game. Erica was on her phone, and I didn't say it, but I wanted to say, I was just thinking, I was like, why the fuck is Jaden Daniels in the game right now?
Right.
Down 31. Like, you have no weapons to pass to. You know, he's an aggressive player. He's a competitive guy. He's going to be running. Now they're calling quarterback runs for the dude. I know they're in the red zone. I don't care. And I saw it live too. Like I was like, he broke his arm. And then because it looked like he was grabbing his leg, but I saw it and they showed the replay somehow. Somehow they didn't catch the fact he broke his arm. Give me your initial thoughts on just in general, the Jaden Daniels thing, because like this is a lost year. I said this after last game for the Commanders because I knew they had Seattle. Now they have the Lions after a loss next week. Give me your just takeaways of this stupidity, really.
So honestly, since we're from Chicago and we're big Bulls fans, this is really like what Dan Quinn was doing there. Just really reminds me a lot of like Tom Thibodeau, when he was the coach of the Chicago Bulls with Derrick Rose, and just a lot of those guys playing players when the game is clearly it's done. So like, why you're playing your star players when it's out of reach, like the realisticness of you coming back is just not a real option. And the fact that you're putting the future on the line by just playing your star player for no reason, this is what happens. I mean, we've seen it before. This is what happened to Derrick Rose. I know it's a different sport, but it doesn't really matter. It's like same difference. Derrick Rose was playing when the Bulls were up like 30 or 20 something in the fourth quarter with a couple minutes left.
It was like 18, but there was 4 minutes. Okay. The game was over.
Exactly.
And the only difference there is that was a playoff game. Not to cut Thibodeau any slack, but at least that was a playoff game. So this gets back to I'm just going to start from the beginning here with the Commanders. Snyder's out of there, so the owner's not the problem. But Dan Quinn's an idiot. He's an idiot. And this goes right back to not signing Terry McLaurin and like thinking they're better than thou, and they don't need their best receiver, who's a team guy. And they waited too long. They screwed that up. Traded Brian Robinson for nothing, essentially nothing, to save $3.7 million because they trusted JCM, a 7th-round rookie, who looks awful, by the way. He's the new Tiny Dancer. This dude is just jump cutting when there's no reason to jump cut. He's getting thrown around like a rag doll. He is tiny, bro.
Now, I mean, hey, in his defense, he was the last 25th running back in the draft this year. So it's like the fact that it was just, he had a couple good games, and now we understand why.
I'm saying he just doesn't look good. He just doesn't look good. And then, okay, so Austin Eckler's injury happened in the game that Jaden Daniels originally got hurt his knee. Right. They were down by 24 points with 8 minutes left, 7 minutes left. I think that was against the Packers. They had no chance to win that game. Yep. So that game's over, and then Eckler goes out. Then you keep Daniels in the game, and then he hurts. The thing is, Daniels hurt his knee in the second quarter of that game. They kept him in. They knew he was hurt, and they kept him out there, and they kept running him. And, of course, hurts his knee, starts everything, right? And then this game, you didn't learn your lesson, Commanders. And, again, I feel terrible for Jaden Daniels. I like him. He's a good kid. It's not his fault at all. He's just playing football. No. But you got to save the player from himself. And they don't do anything. And the Tampa Bay with Todd Bowles, he does that shit too, the Chris Godwin thing. I mean, it's an epidemic in sports. I get it. It's stupidity.
Todd Bowles,
this might have been the worst.
Same thing.
Yeah, the Godwin thing, because I had Godwin everywhere last year. This might have been one of the worst things I've seen, because the game was over in the first quarter. At least the middle of the second quarter. That defense is too good. Sam Darnold just throwing darts out there. And they have no weapons. Like, the game's over. Take Daniels out of the game, or at the very least, just run the ball at Chris Rodriguez. And tell Daniels, throw the ball, get down, throw it out of bounds, do not get hit. And they did none of those things. And it's elementary school stuff, right? It's like, you got to be doing algebra and trigonometry. They're doing fucking basic math and not realizing that, like, hey, this is your franchise. This is not your season. This is your franchise. And now we have a guy that's been injured 3 times this year.
Right. And that's the thing but that's the problem, is that the NFL, like, is always, what did you do for me late? What have you done for me lately? Which is ridiculous, though, to a point where, because here's the thing, is that division is, has the Eagles, you know what I mean? So it's going to be a hard division to come back and win with all the. They have a lot of injuries. It'd be one thing if it was a couple. Now the Commanders have a ton of injuries right now, so it's just not logical for why they're playing Jane Daniels in this position, because it's, if you have to sometimes just, call a game, and not risk bigger things, because here's the thing. If they're playing him to try to still come back and win the game to save their season, well, now their season's fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's down the drain as far as we're concerned. I mean, if something different happens with Mariota, I mean, God bless your soul, but I just don't see it happening. And especially with the injuries, they're just going to be ready for another good pick and come back next year probably pretty strong when they're healthy. But this year, now it's done. I mean, now fantasy wise too, like everything's completely screwed. That's going to be a dark hole there now.
They literally just like shit in the mouths of everyone in that stadium because like they laid an egg, like all the stuff I talked about, the McLaurin stuff and then the Eckler thing, like that was just awful. And then the Brian Robinson trade, like to save $3.7 million when you have a win now roster and like all that. And then they lay this egg and then they're like, oh, we're going to show you a touchdown. And no, actually we're going to show you a snapped arm of your franchise and the guy everyone loves. Like that's what they just did. So just disgusting, man. It's just I can't get over what I just saw. I only have Jaden Daniels in one league, and if I was a Jaden Daniels owner, I'd be furious.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it just comes down to, especially because I think Dan Quinn is an old school, prideful type of coach. So I think that's why he played him. Because if this was Mike McCarthy, or say Mike McDaniel, Mike McDaniel probably would have pulled Tua at that point. You know what I mean? We've just been like done with that. Especially with Tua's injury, also with Jane's injury proneness. And here we are. You know what I mean? Like that's and that's the thing with these old school coaches, which I mean, there are ways that's why I love Ben Johnson, because he seems to have that nice balance of old school hard assness of like trying to like do things in a certain way and like that's it. And then also having creativity and newness to stuff. But there's a lot of coaches, Sean McVay, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, the injuries though are just mounting. Puka got hurt again, as he always does, and I thought it was a collarbone when I saw it, and it appears it's not because I saw him back in the sideline with his helmet on.
I was like, so he didn't come back into the game.
I don't think he played another snap, but why would they even let him have his helmet on again? Like, they brought him in the game in the London game too, back in or whatever that was, the game that he got hurt the first time. Like the coaches are crazy. We got to talk about my boy Tucker Kraft. This one is I'll actually do it properly here. I'm gonna shed a tear here. I have a little thing I'm gonna do because it's rough, man. It's I have more shares of Tucker Kraft probably than anyone in the world because no one plays as many leagues as me, and I have a 50% share of him. And he led me to a lot of really good teams, but fuck, man, this is the way it happens, and it's probably bad just because that dude is such a badass. He's such a tough guy. So like when you see him struggling, it's bad. So I'm going to do a little eulogy for him. And, here it is. You are the wind beneath my wings. My sweet, sweet prince, Tucker Kraft. Where to begin? I'm going to be missing you every single day, every single night, every single minute. I really hope I see you again soon. It was a great year. It was a great ride. You looked amazing. All my predictions paid off that everyone laughed at. And he was even better in real life than he was in fantasy. So this really hurts the Packers, but it really breaks my heart. And I'm actually being serious because that dude's a great dude. He's our kind of dude, drinking beer, smoking cigarettes, just bowling people over. So you're going to be dearly missed, sir. And I really am somber. Like, I feel like I lost my dog, dude. And I did, we love dogs. And I'm not kidding. I love crap, dude. And I'm going to sing this one out here with a little Bette Midler because he deserves it, right? Because he's my hero. All right, ready? Again, I'm a drummer, but I'm going to try to rock through this. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. Well, I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings. Yeah, so that's it, man. Tucker. And I have no backups because he already had his bye, and it's just like I was just riding high with that shit. And I should have probably picked up Gatson. I'm thinking now, but I think Musgrave's probably a pickup. I think Musgrave could be scooped up. I'm not. It's not the draft, but
real quick, I think where you really messed up on is that where you should have contacted Brainerd when the injury happened, knowing you were going to do this a little bit, and had him literally make a little Tunsky. He could have done it real quick.
Yeah.
He's actually funny pretty good. Shout out Dave Brainerd. His songs are
this
great.
is a rough day for me. I actually did pretty decent in fantasy. I think I probably went like 17-8 or maybe 15-10, something like that. Not bad, But losing Tiger Craft, I did awful in my bets today. So I luckily won the bet tonight. Kenneth Walker's receiving yards, won that in the first fucking drive.
Bears won.
It's not a good week. Yeah, but I'm not really.
I know. He's Rob could really care less about that.
I do have to own up to something after this. I have to own up to Coast and Loveland real quick after this because I will. I'm not one that just like avoids my bad calls. But anyway, rough week for me gambling. I've had a great year, but like it just hurts more when you're on such a high and you make bad calls.
This is a weird. I told you it'd be interesting that it'd be close games, and there were a lot of close games today, man. When we were talking this morning, and I think I was more right, man. There were some blowouts, but there were a lot of crazy close games. A lot of weird things to do. I started Daniel Jones in our XFL league over Stafford, and I had Stafford in the lineup all the way until Saturday. And then
he's crushing ass right now.
Oh yeah. I hope I can say. I should be able to beat O'Carroll, but.
J Bob, thank you. I was just actually about to do that. I have to, and I'm not going to sit here and say I take back that he's.
Thank you.
Okay, he's probably not going to be a bust like I was saying. I'm going to tell you that Tyler Warren. They should have taken Tyler Warren, but he looked pretty good. The production was there, and just the clutch ass catch, the touchdown he had in the first quarter, second quarter. He looks like a man out there, and I whipped on that one, man, and Cole Kmet left this game with an injury, which opened the door for him. And that might be a guy I might be targeting. All the shit I talked about him. Now he got some big shoes to fill, big cup to fill. If he makes, Tucker Craft is a large individual. If you get my drift, but so he looks good. He looks good. And the Bears, what a crazy game. How do we almost lose that game? I'll never know. Know.
Half our secondary was injured.
No, but we had that game in check, and then we get the pick that should have been a pick six, but it wasn't. And
then
the ball back to them, and then don't get an onside kick. Just
the onside kick is
unreal stuff. So you're feeling good about the Bears?
My Agua. They're still. They're not going to be a Super Bowl contender. They'll be a playoff contender. But people, somebody, I can't remember who was asking me. Somebody was asking me us earlier if Caleb was gonna show up today. He still wasn't like amazing, but like Caleb is. Once Caleb can figure out the regular part of the game and get that together with his end of the game amazingness, we're gonna get in business here because the guy does have a clutch factor that is pretty damn amazing, to be honest.
Yeah. Ray, I got a question for you from J Bob.
Mm-hmm.
It's a super chat, so I got to get to it. Loveland or Theo Johnson? Loveland or Theo Johnson rest of season?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go Loveland just only because Theo. Theo hasn't really been. What did he do today? He had a touchdown. He had a touchdown today.
Yeah, he looked all right.
Yeah, because here's the thing: is
Slayton back and everything.
Well, that's right, and that's the thing is that they still don't have as many weapons. Like the Bears have more weapons than the Giants do. So, but I guess I would say it depends how long Komet's out. And because, again, also with rookie tight ends, it takes a long time. They're one of the longest developing positions out of the draft. So right now, of course, we were all hoping as Bears fans being, top 10 pick, he'd be knocking it out of the park, just like, Tyler Warren. But we can sort of hope that this is a sign in the right direction that, and I'm not going to sit here to say expect that type of production today, but maybe a higher end level of production, being more involved with with the offense, because Caleb is having more of a developing more of a trust with them right now. So I guess it just sort of depends, like who you think will get more involved, because again, I'm more of an opportunistic guy. So that would be my answer for you. I mean, I know
J
Ball, I'm sorry.
Right? If Komet's out, then you
Right.
can get some momentum, another game of momentum, and then Lovell will just take the job. If Komet's back next week, like there's a chance that they're going to almost split that role up, because they do love Komet and they paid Komet. Heter says Dan Quinn needs to be fired first thing tomorrow morning. I can get down with that one, because they won't, but like because of last year, what he
I was
did.
Say the Heights, unfortunately, they made it to the NFC Championship game. If they didn't, he would be fired right now.
Are you coming out of this game feeling optimistic about Jameson Williams? Because it was a bad game. He was literally looking like a 3 or 4 burger, and then caught that nice touchdown. So what do you think?
Again, he's the ultimate boomer buzz guy. So it's one of those things that I like more consistency, but if he's always a high end guy, and just because he has the talent, you know what I mean? Like we've seen it in college how talented he is, and he's done it in the NFL. So he's just so up and down. The consistency isn't always there.
They definitely tried to get him more involved with some more different looks, like creative looks this game, starting from the beginning of the game. I like that. Max says, speaking of tight ends, what happened to Tyler Warren and Kittle? They're killing me. Kittle, I'm just befuddled. Tyler Warren it wasn't his fault. The offense just imploded. Yeah. That was simple. They couldn't protect Daniel Jones, and this is the Daniel Jones we saw in with the Giants. Like he's been the number one quarterback this year in the face of pressure, and today he was the worst quarterback in the face of pressure. And this is unfortunately more who he's been in his whole career. Now, I'm not going to say the first 7 weeks were fraud, but like we were talking about this in the show last night, right? Remember I said, like, are they more likely to be I said a top 5 offense, or are they more likely to be outside the top 5? I believe I said outside the top 5, which wasn't an indictment on them. They're still going to be fine.
No, I just said top 5 because with JT, but again, if JT can't do his job all the way, if Daniel Jones is not, if Daniel Jones is more in the middle, it might be okay. But if he's more towards the Giants' ends, like he looked like today, then yeah, they're going to be more in trouble than not.
Jay says Lions rusty off the bye. I'm concerned that the O-line is terrible. What's going on with Jahmyr Gibbs? We got to talk about Jahmyr Gibbs, because what is this? In this game script, you're playing David Montgomery over him when they're losing. Just makes no sense. And like he's not hurt. They're coming off a bye, so I don't think he picked up an injury in the game. And they had talked up playing Montgomery more. I just don't understand. Like I get if you're up by 14, play Montgomery. If you're playing the Titans, play Montgomery. You're playing a division opponent, and like you need to win this game. And like Jahmyr Gibbs is your best player. Like St. Brown and him. It's those two. That's it. So what do we do? Obviously, you can't do anything. You can't trade him. I mean, we shouldn't trade him. You can't bench him. But like, do we have to temper our expectations? Are we doing it to expect some more inconsistencies? He's always been consistent because they always have 2 rushing touchdowns. He gets one. Monty gets one. He gets the big plays, 90 yards and touchdown every game. Now we've seen multiple games this year where he's laying like a 5 burger. 5 from Jahmyr Gibbs and PPR makes 0 sense.
Yeah. So here's the thing: is that since they still are the Lions, I wouldn't like completely freak out, but it is we're starting to get into that level of concern that the consistency is starting to dip to where, like Rob was saying, that there was always that level of consistency that we're used to, even if it was like Jahmyr Gibbs getting 12 to 16 instead of all the way upwards of 20 to 30, plus, you know what I mean? But we're not seeing that right now. The Lions, again, they're a good team. They are starting to show their colors without Ben Johnson, whether or not people want to admit that, but they are. And so it is a level of concern. I mean, Amon St. Brown, I mean, I had him in deep balls deep, and he still got me 21 points. We he had a weird game, but yeah, I mean, yes, there is a level of concern, but I wouldn't just I wouldn't trade him for nothing, and I wouldn't drop him unless you have a better backup that you could consider it's more consistent. Like, I don't know, it's hard. Maybe there's like I'm trying to think of somebody who could be on your running back 3 that would be consistent. If you can help me out here, that would be, I'm saying, like, if you had a better option on the bench, you know what I mean? I wouldn't. Yeah, honestly, because I mean,
what do you make of Kyle Monangai? So should I trade Monangai? I would try to trade him now because Swift is coming back. If you can get someone buying like the numbers, which was an amazing game. He looked amazing, unbelievable stuff. We were scoffing at his 80-yard, whatever it was, 80-yard prop on DraftKings. That saying was really high. We were saying he was a must start, but it was like that's really high for Kyle Monangai. That rhymed. And he just destroyed it. It was unreal. He looked good. All the usage, man. He was like Marshawn Lynch out there, bro.
Right. Dude, I mean,
are you worried if you're a Swift owner? Are you worried that it's a 50-50 timeshare now? Because that's what we're trying to do.
Correct. Yes. If you are a Swift owner, I would be worried right now because the thing is that Ben Johnson, from what we've looked back in his time in Detroit, he likes the guy who's sturdy, can get the extra yards, ground and pound, David Montgomery style. And I'm not going to sit here and say that Montgomery and Montgomery are the same exact, because I'd say Montgomery has more power, but that's besides the fact that Montgomery has more power than Swift does, and Swift is more an outside bounce back compared to Montgomery in between the tackles. So I would say I would be worried about that.
Nick says trade away Olave for Judkins. Absolutely, right now. I'm a Olave owner. I'm still fine with him, but Tyler Shuck's bad, and like Spencer Rattler's bad, but Tyler Shuck's worse, dude. And the ball doesn't come out of his hand well. He panics in the pocket. They're gonna get smoked, and you're gonna get a lot of garbage time. But like touchdowns for Olave are gonna be hard to come by. Judkins is a top. I know he's got a shoulder injury potentially, but he had a bye week to rest that up.
Real quick, I'm 100% agreeing. I would trade him. I would do this trade as well. What is up with NFL teams taking quarterbacks like that? That we just like, again, you and I are just guys on the friends talking to each other, like, but why did we know that this guy would suck and they just take him anyways? You know what I mean? Like, teams do that all the time. It's just so weird. Like, that I know it's
old. He's like a 25-year-old rookie. It makes no sense. Like, dude, that guy had because he had the best arm talent in the draft. They said no, Cam Ward had the most arm talent. And like, who gives a shit? Like, whatever. It was also a terrible draft for quarterbacks.
Correct.
Blake says our Super Bowl aspirations are gone with Kraft out. He's a Packers fan. Gonna miss you, Poppy. Shout out to Blake. I mean, I'm right there with you. Media manager in the show. Blake, you're the shit.
Blake, I'm saying I'm sorry, but
don't even go there. Njoku to the Packers.
I do love you, and I'm sorry. I don't like.
That's a good one from Max. Njoku to the Packers.
Ooh, that would be interesting. Definitely.
Yeah.
Because right now it says they have the tight end of the future. You know, why not?
100%. Yeah, I have Chargers, Browns, Eagles available. Who should I take for Week 10? Browns had the Jets. The answer is the Browns. Jets. I already know that it's the Jets. I'm stashing them in a few leagues.
There you
go. Steven, greatest sports podcast. Go Bears. Colson Loveland is the greatest Bear ever. Whoa. Well, Ray loves hearing that. How about Brock Bowers? So we talked about this last night about would you trade Kraft and would you trade, like all the top three guys? And I was like 100%. Like, I know I was worried about the knee injury that he looked like himself today. So that was the worry. And, Geno Smith's bad, but last year his quarterbacks are bad. So it doesn't really matter. It's the same. It's status quo, right?
Right.
I didn't expect this though. I was against Bowers in fucking 6 leagues today, dude. And just like, I was like, what the fuck?
Well, guess who O'Carroll started? That's the thing in XFL is we have no flex. He got fucked because he started McBride over Bowers.
Why does he have McBride and Bowers? Did he trade for McBride?
Yes, after the Bowers injury.
Why would he do that? That's weird.
Or I don't know. He's a red.
Yeah, that's tough. He's got to make a trade. You're gonna make the wrong decision most weeks. There's no way McBride's scoring fucking 35 points.
No.
RJ Harvey scored again this week. I might actually start him next week against the Raiders. He didn't play a lot though. He's still not playing a lot. I don't know the numbers, but he played all at the end and got receptions, but he's just not playing. And maybe that changes. Hopefully that changes because he does look pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I have both of them in our league in Balls Deep, and he had more points than J.K. Dobbins, who has started. So.
Chimere DK was definitely a bust today. Iomanner played better, but that Titans team is just rough. Yeah, he had a return touchdown, didn't he? Or was I think?
That's what it was. Yeah. Okay.
He had that.
Thank you, Hetzer.
But again, that's not a typical league. Most leagues don't have return yards. So yeah, Monangai, we said probably 50-50. Let's talk about my boy Chuba Hubbard. What's going on, Mark? #1 super fan of the show. Chuba Hubbard, man, and
Done.
Rico Dowdle. This is
Yeah.
Rico. This is the Rico show.
It's
2
done. It's
touchdowns,
done.
all the work. He
Yeah,
looks
it's
great.
done.
He looks great. That's one of my
He's
nice, like, kind of a softening blow of the craft thing is I have like 9 or 10 Rico shares. So like now I have my, and that's, 12th round pick, whatever he was. Now I just have that, like what it was for those 2 weeks. Maybe not the 200-yard outings, but like you're going to get RB1 production. I think he's an RB1.
So before I say anything else, Chuba is now, would you agree, a handcuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a more playable handcuff probably than like some of the other guys,
flex
but
option,
he's
sure, but
yeah, barely, bro, barely.
exactly.
He's like a top 30 guy, maybe.
Right. So that's the thing
Wow.
to where I don't know if I would go. Yeah, I mean, I would say Rico. Oh yeah, maybe he is top 10, but if not, he's like at least for sure top 12. So it should still be an RB1. He's definitely always going to be 15 to 1 at this point because he's been crazy on a streak right now. He's looking great.
Appreciate Mouth South. Like and share. We love the
Mouth
community. We need
South.
more to share. Helps the algorithm. Appreciate you, man. 15 likes ain't bad, but if you're not subscribed to the video, what are you doing? Also, if you want to get more involved, if you want to join this Patreon we have, the Discord, which you have to get in the Patreon to get in. You got to get in this thing. It's about 60 people, group chat, all these fellas in the chat here. I'm going to shout out these guys right now. I'm just going to leave it up there. It's a lot of names now, and I'm not talking very well tonight. I got Tucker Craft on my mind. Anyways, though, shout out to everyone here that has signed up. Appreciate you all. A lot of good perks, man. Link is in the description, or just go to Professional Fanatics on Patreon. A lot of different tiers there. A lot of different good goodies for you. Got new hats coming in. You want to play fantasy leagues with us? You want to be a guest on the show? Even had multiple guest fans on the show. Into all that kind of stuff. One other thing, I'm just gonna put this up here because it's fun. This is Ray. Here you go. That's the big Ray right here. We love that picture. Also, we are sponsored today in every show by Trade Fan. If you want to get into some daily fantasy, it's amazing. It's a fun site. I got a promo here. Yeah, match you up to $100. I got my own tournament on there. $3 entry for the longest touchdown scorer. So you pick 3 guys, pick 3 longest touchdowns combined with all your guys, their longest touchdown. Get you the win. So that it adds up the points like that. And there's like 150 people in the contest. Hopefully next week we can all get in that, play against each other, win some money. Probably beat me because I'm not good at that. I'm rough at that. Been rough on my picks recently. It's been, I had a great start, but like you always a middle season slump, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So yeah, you guys need to get in the Discord. Whoever's in here not in the Discord, you're missing fucking out because it's comedy. It's comedy. Comedy gold. Max says Jaden Daniels, when healthy, is like Cam Newton, carries the Commanders on his back and Fields couldn't touch him. That's true. Jaden Daniels is good. Well, he's not playing the rest of this year. So should I try to buy Gibbs after? Yeah, buy Gibbs. We're buying Gibbs right now. Like if 100%. You could get Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah,
I'm a
definitely
owner. Like
exactly, 100%. You don't. That's what I'm saying. I'm a little down on him, but don't get rid of him. So if somebody's ready to get rid of him, get him.
GT, new Patreon subscriber. What's going on? What do we do with the Redskins players? I like how he called them the Redskins. Yes. I do actually prefer that.
Me too.
You can't. Well, I mean, there's not many to choose from because Terry McLaurin's out. Debo's terrible. Zach Ertz is playable. I think that's a guy. And their running backs, like JCM, has the worst usage in the history of the world. They literally play him on like between the 20s on first down, and then they play McNichols on every third down, and they play Chris Rodriguez in short yardage and the red zone. Like you get like 9 carries for 27 yards for JCM. That's what you're getting. It's fucking terrible. And he looks terrible. So like I'm cutting JCM for sure. Especially now without Jaden Daniels. He's a cut.
I don't know if you heard me earlier. I said that after that injury, that is now a fantasy black hole. So take that take that as you will.
Yeah, I could see them possibly shutting down Zach Ertz, where you might have a guy like Ben Sinnett coming out. He's a young tight end they drafted 2 years ago. And not that he's going to be that relevant, but somebody in tight end positions is pretty shitty. Cruz, what's going on, man? Lions fall into a trap of trying to highlight certain players every week instead of just playing football. That is true. It looks like that's the case. This week was supposed to be Jameson Williams and David Montgomery. Now, next week, if they try to highlight Jahmyr Gibbs, you know what's going to happen? They're going to win by 30 fucking points.
So, what's funny is that they do that, but sorry, my dog's behind me. You all right, baby girl?
All good.
She's But no, but anyways, I'm sorry. No, but yeah, here's the thing. I think it's like Amon St. Brown is like proof, like anti-proof of that, but every other player seems to be falling into that trap, which is weird. So
yeah.
yeah.
Titan Style says, should I try to go buy Gibbs after gaslighting the inexperienced owner into thinking Montgomery is taking over? Hey, man, all is fair in fantasy and war. What if we have Monungai split 2? Is it going to be a split? Which should I try to trade? Trade whoever he'll take. And if he's worried, you're going to get Gibbs. And there's not many players I wouldn't trade for Gibbs, honestly. Like, he's still a top 10 player in fantasy. Still a top 4 running back, right?
Mm-hmm. 100%.
He's the shit. Like, just watch the film and like they're gonna realize that they did not use him. They're gonna watch that film and be disgusted. J-Bob said, I made money in your bets today. Well, he must not have placed them all because I did not make money on my bets today. It was the worst Sunday I've had. Luckily though, I will say Kenneth Walker, the Tiny Dancer paid off because he was 4.5 receiving yards and he got that one in the first quarter. So love the Tiny Dancer. Can you believe that they said his receiving? Remember, like 2 years ago when he was getting like 33 yards a game receiving, Ray? Can you believe they said it at 4.5?
No. No, I can't.
You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. Now Ray's doing like strategic pauses when I ask him questions about Tiny Dancer. He knows I'm going to fucking Tiny Dancer his ass. Get Rayed.
Yeah, exactly. Hashtag get Rayed. For sure.
This isn't the time, Big Ray. We are mourning. Yeah, we are mourning. Bowers made up for week 1 to 8 in one game. He kind of did. Unfortunately, a lot of Bowers owners are kind of fucked right now and like their record. But if you somehow manage to go, to be 4-4 going into this, you're feeling really good about it. So does Jacoby Myers play football? Well, he's not going to be playing football for the Raiders very long. I can tell you that much. But no, he doesn't really play football.
No.
This is crazy. Talk about the Titans' defense and special teams. I guess they must have scored a lot because they had a pick 6 and a return touchdown. They played scrappy, man. They played scrappy. Yeah, who would ever have started them in that game? Nobody.
Nope.
You know what's crazy though to me is my bet. My bet of the Thursday night game, the Vikings Chargers game, was I did a double parlay. I got 2 team tees essentially. It was Vikings plus 7.5 and under 54.5. And it looked so bad. It was like, why did I do that? Right? The Vikings are terrible, right? And the Chargers are god. Well, the Chargers almost went out this week and lost to the Titans. And the Vikings come out here and beat the shit out of the Lions. Like, that's the NFL where it's like, I feel like that was a bad bet. But like now it's like, now I'm thinking it wasn't a bad bet. It was just a bad game. You know what I mean? Like, the Vikings defense looked great. Like, they looked great and they couldn't stop anything. And I'll say this. I want to go back to this. If that pick 6 was good in that game Thursday night, that Vikings Chargers game, I think the Vikings win that game. So, like only bad bets are like betting on Ashton Genty like I did today. They don't use that man at all.
No.
13 carries when they're winning the game? What is that?
Criminal.
Just bad. J-Bob, Vidal or ETN rest of season? It's ETN just because, I will say Tootin played a lot. He had the touchdown. ETN actually looked pretty good in this game. And Vidal has a shelf life, right? Like, whether they trade for somebody, whether like they'll trade if Hampton, they know stuff we don't know about Hampton. So if Hampton's fine, he's coming back week 11, week 12, they won't trade for someone, he'll be their starter. It'll be like a 1A, 1B situation, which is not going to be good for Vidal. Or if Hampton it's looking bad, they will trade for someone after this Vidal performance. And the fact Hassan Haskins is hurt. Like, so I'm taking Travis Etienne. And I'm not really high on Etienne, but give me the starting running back, right?
100%.
Let's see here. Is Worthy droppable from Cruz? Because dude, Worthy can't track a deep ball at all. He is probably the worst in the world. Like, you know what he reminds me of? Dude, I got it. I got this for Matt. This meme. So think of Sandlot when he goes in the field the first time, he's trying to catch the fucking fly ball. That's Xavier Worthy trying to track a deep ball, man. Like, he just looks like he looks like he's lost out there. He's a little pipsqueak, super fast. But like, he's gotten worse. And you remember last year how he could never get his feet in bounds. He'd like lose track of the sidelines. Like, his awareness, like, I bet if Madden had to update their rankings on players, what do you think they'd have Xavier Worthy's awareness at? Like, realistically.
45.
Oh, I was gonna say like 38, 35, something like that.
Well, we're not that far out, but I guess I'm being generous to your point.
Yeah, it'd be funny if I said, dude, 40, like 44, not 45. No, way lower, 44. Titan style, down 39, have Pickens and Dak. You think I got it? You're either gonna like smoke it or you're gonna lose, because when Pickens is either gonna have, if he has a good game, you win. That's really what it comes down to, because Dak will have a good game.
Correct.
So if you get a touchdown from Pickens, I think you're good.
Yep.
If you don't, probably not, because Dak doesn't have the rushing upside. What's going on, Matt? What relevant fantasy trades y'all predicting? Relevant trades are you predicting? What fantasy relevant trades? Okay, I see what you're saying. So not about fantasy trades, but trades that are relevant in fantasy. Breece Hall is gone. Let's call him gone, right? Is he gonna be gone? I think he is.
I don't know. I thought I saw all these things saying they won't be gone, but of course that's what they always say. Then he's gone. So.
Right. Well, here's what I'm thinking right now is that you saw Kareem Hunt and Brashard Smith. Everyone was starting him. He had less than 1 point. So and Pacheco's hurt. He's been bad. The Chiefs lost this game. They need a boost there. They need something. And Breece Hall, what's a 3rd round pick for them? Who cares? The 3rd round pick for the Chiefs is like a 4th round pick. It's the end of the 3rd typically. So you got to make that trade if you're the Chiefs. You got to get somebody, because they're lacking in the run game. It's been terrible all year, and it finally affected Mahomes. 44% completion percentage today. What is that?
Right. Yeah, complete
What
trash.
Is that? Nick says it's simple. When Rico starts, Carolina wins. On that note, I'm gonna hit you with the intro because it's the same one from yesterday, but I love it, and it's really relevant to Rico and the Chuba Hubbard. He's a chode, man. And, that's one of my saving graces this weekend is Rico Dowdle and Drake London. Can we talk about Drake London a little bit?
Dude.
Drake London's catches he's making, dude. I said it on the I don't want to bring this up because I played the clip of me saying Tucker Kraft's a top 3 tight end. I'm not going to put the clip on here I said from the preseason because that was really accurate. Now he's hurt. I had Drake London as my wide receiver 3 before the season, which seemed outlandish, and he's been hurt twice this year, and Pennick's been bad. And I'm on record saying Drake London has the strongest and probably best hands. Reminds me of a bigger, in terms of hands, version of who the hell am I thinking of? Who was the guy that played on fuck's his name? He played with Cleveland with Odell, Jarvis Landry. Remember how good Jarvis Landry's hands were?
I was thinking more like Braylon Edwards when he was amazing for those couple years.
Oh, but his hands weren't great. I wasn't saying the player. It doesn't remind me of the player of Jarvis Landry. The hands of Jarvis Landry. The Jarvis Landry hands were just on.
Oh yeah. Jarvis Landry, yeah.
And dude, the way he grabs the ball, dude, it's just one-handed catches. Like the dude is just a monster out there. And I love Drake London and Michael Penix. Their skill set matches up so well because Penix has a gun, and London's not really a separator, right? He doesn't need any separation. Literally throw the ball in his vicinity. He's 6'5". I call him he's a possession receiver version of Mike Evans, is what he is.
It really pisses me off.
Way better hands.
You're not wrong. What pisses me off though is that you want to tell them who drafted him many times in XFL when he was drafted. I drafted him for 3 straight years. And then
he's been fine, but I think this is the real deal. Today was an MVP performance.
No, but I'm saying that it's again, some players just develop slower. So of course I was like Bijan and him on that team. I was so in on when they got drafted. It just took a little while for them to get their mojo going, and here they are. I mean, both of them are studs, like absolute studs. I mean, those catches today from Drake London, it reminded me of a better Brandon Marshall. You know what I mean? Like you said, he's developed into an absolute stud. Like you said, he's top 5 for sure. Like you predicted top 3, and I mean, the way he's developed and he's producing, can't really argue too. I mean, you can make the argument otherwise, but he's in that.
Well, here's the comparison I'll make, Ray, is we saw Nico Collins make that giant leap, and Nico Collins was a 3rd round pick out of Michigan, which he was a decent prospect, right? Drake London was a 1st rounder, and he had a way higher baseline than Nico Collins. And look where Nico Collins was last year, and then this year when he's been healthy. Drake London's so much better than Nico Collins as a prospect, and he is taking that leap. So it's scary because if Penix can just develop and get a little more touch on it and just be a little more refined as a quarterback, because he has the gun, he has those tight window throws. He can do all those things, but he's just not the best at pre-snap reads and understanding the defense that much. And they need to use him more creatively. But you saw that this game because they knew Christian Gonzalez was on him, and they moved him around just enough. And it was an awesome day. One last thing about that: why don't they run Bijan? Why do they use him as a wide receiver? Like his 63.5 yards should have been so easy. They gave him like 10 carries, bro. What are you doing? Why? Gross.
You literally, you're telling me, man. I want him to do amazing. I don't understand. He is amazing. Just give him the ball.
And like you see that Niners, who like Christian McCaffrey right now is not like prime Christian McCaffrey in terms of talent. Like he's still good, and he's injury prone. They run Christian McCaffrey up the middle all the time. They refuse to run Bijan up the middle. It's just like, bro, Bijan's 225 pounds. He is a monster. Put some pressure on the defense. Wear the defense down. Stop playing this like pussy ball. That's what they're playing outside of Drake London. Jason says the day after I dropped Golden, I finally got a win. Yeah, Golden was probably like a cancer in your lineup, man, because even if you didn't start him, you don't want that guy in your bench. He's bad karma.
Hey, Brick, can we ask Brick if you can respond at some point? What are your feelings on Golden right now? I'm not saying I'm not being a hater. I just feel bad because it's like he's a first round pick, and I do feel bad. Yeah. I didn't mean to be a hater on the Kraft injury. It's just there are plenty of Packer fan friends of mine who give me hate. I know you're not one of those people, so I do feel for you because I don't like to see people being injured, no matter who they are.
So Champagne says it's Torrey Horton a must pick up now. I mean, I'll say Blake's been talking him up all year. Me and Story liked him, but not. We just thought he was a little bit buried because Cooper Kupp was going to be playing. This depends on Cooper Kupp. I started Torrey Horton in 2 leagues. One of them was a return yard league, so that was a pretty easy one. It was a deep league. The guy I started everywhere was Parker Washington, who I'm also super excited about. I talked him up. And Dimey Brown's hurt right now, and Brian Thomas got hurt again. And like, fuck me, because the two, like, I've only made 5 trades this year, and the one was in XFL, our league, where I traded for fucking Malik Neighbors. And the week after he gets hurt, traded Ibuka for him. And then now I trade Chase Brown straight up for Brian Thomas in our league again, balls deep. And now I have Brian Thomas who's just like limping around the field. So Parker Washington, like, who would you rather have right now? Rest of the season, Parker Washington or Torrey Horton?
So funny thing is that, last minute, because none of my friends, because I try to send them things to watch this and they don't watch this yet, but they will. But nonetheless, Parker Washington and Thornton were available in pretty much all my leagues. So in balls deep, I picked them up, and I picked them up in one of my other leagues and started them both, or started him, and they both, he got me 17 in PPR, and then in that other league, I also picked up Thornton. I didn't start him, but he's on my bench now, and
it's Horton.
I'm pretty happy with
Horton. Here's a who.
Horton. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad. Horton. Yeah,
Dante Thornton's terrible.
Yeah, yes, he is. He really is. But yes, no, Horton. He's on my bench now, and so I would say going forward though, it's going to be Parker Washington.
Yeah. I mean, because you probably don't have Travis Hunter maybe the rest of the year, and Brian Thomas is going to be playing with multiple injuries. We don't know about the other injury there to Dimey Brown, but Parker Washington looked good. He also had 2 catches called back for illegal motions. Like one of them was like a 29-yard catch, so he would have had another catch for 35 yards. So Mouse says Tuesday, epic shit coming from both our channels. Downtown Sports Gentleman, link in the description. I'm going to the show Tuesday. He's coming on this very show Tuesday night. It's going to be epic. Michael says, who can I get for trading Tyler Warren or Kittle plus QJ? I'm in a tough spot having 2 tight ends. I think QJ, you could maybe sell off that good game. You got to just find a team that needs a tight end. That's the biggest thing. It's not about what you get. You're going to get the most from targeting a team that needs a tight end, and let him choose. Be like, who do you want? You want Tyler Warren or Kittle? Because I think they're pretty interchangeable right now. Would you prefer one or the other?
So here's the thing: is that we've only seen Kittle's production without Purdy so far since he's been back from injury. So I'm saying, so here's the thing is that I like Tyler Warren more. I mean, just because I think that, especially after this game, and if the Colts have to change up their scheme a little bit more from more going downfield. I mean, I don't know because their O-line was exposed today. So we'll see how they respond after this week, but I would still probably say I would keep Kittle and sell high on Warren, because here's the thing. Right now, I would say you're selling low on Kittle, because especially you, like I said, you haven't seen the production without Purdy.
Yeah. I would rather keep Kittle. More so if it's a half PPR too, because the touchdowns would be there. Connor says players with the biggest trade potential. I mean, it's definitely Breece Hall. I think Alvin Kamara, after that shit performance, like this team is dead, and I know he wants to finish his career as a Saint, but maybe go play and get the life back in your body and your legs if you go play for a contender, because right now it ain't there. And then Breece Hall, I think Jacoby Myers is definitely gone, but that's not really going to do anything for fantasy.
I think Chris Olave could get traded. I think that
yeah, Shaheed.
Yeah, Shaheed.
And Joku.
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be, just think of dumpy teams right now that have semi-fantasy relevant players. There are gonna be people who could be traded because the NFL has shifted to be more trade, heavy than it has been ever. So, don't be surprised if just some random trades that you wouldn't expect.
Max is 7-2 after this week. You're pretty much set for the playoffs. Just got to get that bye, baby. Mr. Bill JCM is finished. 7th round pick, ain't doing shit with Mariota, and he was a 7th round pick in real life and also a 7th round pick in fantasy in a lot of leagues. That is rough. JD, never a believer in Cliff Kingsbury's offenses. Here's the thing about Cliff Kingsbury's offenses: they're always good the first year. The first year, right? It's like he's awesome, and then it's like in a relationship where you put your best foot forward. And then you're awesome. You're taking the garbage out. You're doing the fucking laundry and doing dishes and back rubs. And then you just stop. And right. I'm not calling any girls out I know specifically. Definitely not my wife. She's a goddamn angel. She does that shit all the time. But we have some, we know some guys that, pick the wrong one, I guess you'd say. Kamara with whopping 0.7 fantasy points. Unbelievable, Mark. Unbelievable. Very low RB2. I mean, at this point, it's name value. You're starting him for his name. And just so you could say you started Alvin Kamara. The guy that once scored 6 touchdowns in a fantasy semifinal. Appears because he doesn't look good. They're not using him. They're not throwing the ball to him. I don't know what the fuck they're doing there. It's disgusting.
Well, I'm saying, I mean, literally, we talked this morning. I thought that we assumed it would be a blowout, which it was. So why wouldn't they just garbage time, just, drop back and then, okay, here you go, Kamara, and just let him do his thing in the open field. But nope.
Yeah, glad Hendy got 12 points. Just mad the Pats didn't use him on the goal line. Yeah, so it's kind of similar to what we predicted here. I'm going to shout out Sports Memes channel. Check that out after the show and subscribe.
All right, Trevion, you're starting today. Go out there and make it happen.
First down, Patriots. Trevion Henderson on the carry.
All right, come on back, Trev. Come on back. Coach, what's the problem? See? I told you you'd start today, but that's it. You're done. Putting in the backups.
So rough.
I literally texted Rob what they gave it to, what was his name? Jennings. I said, memes. I literally thought of you, dude. I literally texted Rob, like, cue the fucking Hendy memes channel. Fucking real, dude. I'm like, are you kidding me, man? What the
devious,
hell?
Man. Mahomes, that was just a one-off, man. I'm not worried about Mahomes one bit, but that just sucks. Like, he screwed me too in the leagues. I had him 11 points. Maybe less depending on scoring. CK says Scat and now Crap. I totally forgot. Now I totally forgot about Scat because I had Scat in 9 places. So two of my highest owned players that were just raping everyone, Scatabo and Kraft, are now dead. And like I said, my saving grace is I have Rico Dowdle in 9 or 10 leagues. So that's kind of softening the blow. But my teams were so stacked, dude. Not all of them, but they were scattered amongst the 25 teams. All those players. Scat and Kraft were almost on one of them was almost on every team, and I had some teams that had both of them. Now those teams they're sitting good. They're 7-2, but now I'm missing my tight end and my RB2, so it's just rough. Kenneth Walker got 6 points in my league. Oof. He just and Charbonnet did worse, bro. He did worse. What is going on? They're not. They had 2 catches this game, but they just Sam Darnold's he's Brett Favre, right?
Dude, I mean, you know what's really
Sorry. Go on. That's it.
But no, to be honest, though, I was waiting for it. No, so anyways, yeah, 100%. That's exactly what that means. No, but honestly, it's crazy. When I've been watching them this year and lately, in the last few years, but more importantly, after this game, I remember watching him when he was young in college, and I remember it was dude, this guy is going to light it up, and he's just gonna be amazing, because he was so good at young. And then he had developmental, just like any other human, he had developmental issues of just growing as a quarterback, and he was given up by the team that drafted him, and given up by the Vikings, which now they're 100% looking like that they are regretting it, as they should, because this guy's a stud. And Seattle, Mike McDaniel is a head coach. That guy's a good head coach. They are a legit team. And I think, honestly, I know that it's really frustrating with fantasy-wise is that they can either do what they did tonight and just pass all game and just tear it up, or they can still do half and half, or even like 2/3 passing, 1/3 running, and still have a decent run game because they've showed it. Like, it's not like they can't. It's just that tonight it would just show that secondary was trash and they just tore their asshole open. So
100%. Bowers owner 7-2. This is from Mark. Just took over first place spot, and he had Bowers. So
yes, get ready. Tell them, Mark. Tell them all about it. Text your group.
I owe a beer chug. That was the goal here. I owe a beer chug here.
Oh, you do.
What's going on, Scott? He says my boys Bowers is back. That was like a grand entrance, right? Like a grand entrance that he had.
Dude, yeah, 100%.
Champagne. I haven't thought that far ahead. I will tell you that I think Torrey Horton and I think that Parker Washington need to be on that list. They're already both on my teams, but they're going to be available in most leagues. We're going to cover that on probably more tomorrow's show and mostly on Tuesday's show. If you want to tune into those, or Champagne, you got to get in the Discord and we answer all these kind of questions because I can actually like look at my computer and not have to do this stream, and I could give you all the names then. So Champagne, get your ass in the Discord. Link is in the description for the Patreon. I'll send you an email when you get in there, and you're good. You got to do it. GT, thoughts on starting Dart or Dak rest of the season after today's Dart art on the field? Man, GT, Dart looks great. I'm still starting Dak, but you could trade Dart. That's what you got to do.
So my answer would say that I agree because here's the thing. Eberflus is still the coach of that defense, and they're trash. So with that being said, they'll always be letting up points. So that offense will always have to be scoring. Plus with CeeDee Lamb back, they're cooking right now. And like Rob said, just look for teams with a need at quarterback because Dart is a definite worthy starting quarterback looking like going forward without even all these weapons. I mean, he's just a stud. I mean, Rob, he probably should have been the first pick over Ward at this point, right? Or is just Dable just a better coach than what he's got?
No, I think so, man, because he's got the physical tools. You know what I mean? And he's got that moxie. He's got the fucking moxie.
Correct.
I hate using that. Right. He's got the it factor, but he fucking does.
He does.
Right. I ain't even making it up. Cry Dog says, "What do you think about Austin Booker? I feel like the dude can be good." This is a Ray comment here, Mr. Bears fan here. Here you go. I'm gonna down this one. Talk about Austin Booker.
Yeah. So Austin Booker. When he got here's the thing is the Bears drafted up for him to last year to get him, and when he got drafted, there was all this talk so that he's a good prospect, but he got drafted early and he came out early. He was developmental, and here we are that he got some development over the last year. He looked really really good in the preseason. He got injured unfortunately, and he finally came back and he made a huge play today. I really think, and here's the thing, there were many, many scouts that said that a lot of people said that this was a steal for the Bears because when he got picked, there were a lot of people that said that it was a bad pick because he came out early, was, needing development. But there were also people said that if he stayed one more year at Kansas, he would have been a first or second round pick, late first, early second round pick. And he's starting to look like that right now. And the Bears need that because the Bears still just have a hard time getting pressure. And that's clearly was a big problem today, but he's looking great right now.
Mark says, I was so glad I kicked Keon Coleman to the curb. He got benched today, essentially. He was getting Shavers was playing ahead of him. Elijah Moore was playing ahead of him. I eat that one. I lost the bet on that one. Unreal. Terrible.
Yeah,
I knew Josh Allen would have a great passing game. I just should have bet Josh Allen's yards, like passing, but
I still want the guy to be awesome. They drafted him in the second round. But it's just
he gone. He gone. Right. He can't separate. JD says Pete Carroll loves to not use running backs when you're supposed to. I don't know. I don't know what Pete Carroll's doing. It's a mess. It's a mess, man. Here we go. You're killing me. Worthy needs a catch within 15 yards and haul ass. 100%. He is not a polished receiver at all. Super from GT. Thank you, buddy. Again, GT is a Patreon subscriber. Still giving me supers. What a badass dude. Trivia. Running back drafted in 22 and is third of his name. I think I know this one. Do you know this one, Ray?
Oh, real quick.
Try to read this. So read the question out loud for me.
Yeah. Trivia. Running back.
I'm quick on my feet, baby, because I was trying to read that when I was like, oh, he's got a third in his name. That's what's up. GT. I love GT. What a fucking he's helping me make this awesome content here. Ray. Get Ray, baby. It's awesome.
Ray Davis?
68-yard. Hey, 68-yard field goal from no, we're talking about Tiny Dancer. It's Kenneth Walker, the third. He's the third.
Oh, Dust. Thank you.
That's because you're so discombobulated from getting raid. Jason says 68-yard field goal. Are we going to see a 70-yarder this year? Dude, I think we're going to see a 73-yarder. I'm pretty sure Aubrey can kick 73. Would you agree?
Well, first off, Littles would have been a 73 or 75.
Yeah, I think 72, launched. 73, 74. He had 4 yards of extra on that thing.
And then, I mean, Aubrey, here, that's the thing is if like failed soccer players who are just like, okay, if they, but like they should come over, like, so like, just like rugby, players come over for punting. It's like, they should take advantage because Aubrey can do it. I think, I mean, right in the right area, he can do that shit.
100%. It's got to be the right situation, right? End of the half, end of the game, something like that.
Right.
Miles says Breece Hall now only has one home, the Chiefs, because Houston lost. Yeah, I think Houston still has a fighting chance just because the Colts look so bad and lost. But we both know they don't have a chance because that was the other good destination. Titan style, how cheap are you willing to sell Vidal? I mean, if you don't need him, if you have a winning record and you have, Gibbs and you have Javonte Williams and you have Breece Hall or, something like that, he's on your bench. You just got to find a team that needs him for the short term because they'll pay the most. A team that's losing that needs a running back the next 3 weeks. That's the idea there. I have CD and McBride. Opponent is up 30. Am I cooked? No, bro. You're probably going to win. CD and McBride, that's what's up. You're probably favored, bro. If it's PPR, you win. I say you win. If it's half PPR, I still say you have a 55 to 60% chance.
Agreed.
Chubby Cupboard. We call him Mr. Chode around here. I was owning, but had Mahomes not do much and JSN get points. JSN's just so fucking good. He's so fucking good. That guy is just, dude, he's just always open. And Sam Darnold's just, it's like we talk about the Penix thing with Drake London. Like Sam Darnold only has eyes for JSN and Sam Darnold has more versatile passing game. He can hit him on all these routes. They're lining up JSN in the backfield on 2 of those catches, running little wheel up and over routes. Like, dude, it's just beautiful. Frankenstein, why did T. Higgins not go to a team and be wide receiver 1? I don't know how he deals with that team. He'd be so good. I don't think so. I don't think T. Higgins is a wide receiver 1. I think he's good. He's between a 1 and a 2. And you never see him get double covered. He doesn't have the speed to be a number 1, and he's also injury prone. Like, so this is a perfect spot for him. He got paid too. He got paid like a 1, so I don't think he cares, right?
So here's the thing: is that I think that when they all signed everything, everybody was healthy. They were not so far off that Super Bowl appearance. So, I think that they all just sort of those, they're all being boys together, and they just thought, oh, let's all run it back together. But then they're all dumb because when they all take all the money, this is what happens. There's no room to do anything else, and this is the result. I mean, I know they have a lot of injuries, but that O-line sucks. The defense is terrible. So they have the weapons for sure, just nothing else.
Nick says, wish Bryce Young threw it up to T-Mac like Penix does. He doesn't have the arm to do that. That's the problem. Bryce Young is, we call Bryce Young the jockey on this channel because he's a little jockey. I got to get a graphic for that. Him just riding a horse. Rico equals league winner. He might be a league winner. It's hard to say that on a team like Carolina, but they are competitive. They just beat the fucking Packers. Let's go. Sven.
Well, what don't say real quick, especially where you drafted him at. Where are you drafting him at? Because that means if you draft him 10 to last 10 to 15. I mean, I mean, do you have all the rest of your team filled out, and then you get this league winner, 100%?
Sven, I think the trade would be Judkins and Gatson for CMC. I doubt you could get that done, but you might have to trade Ibuka, Judkins, and Gatson and get CMC and something else back. That's probably the way to go. That's the only way you're going to get this done. So, Bijan screwed us all, Blake. It sucks. It really sucks. Should I hold on and trading away Olave? I would hold Olave just because we don't know what the hell's going on. Also, he's coming off his worst game of the season. So, let's see. 2 flex, no tight end. Do I sell crazy high on Bowers? Yeah, I would after this performance just because, like, we don't know if that knee flares up. Like, if you can get, like, full price on Brock Bowers, I think you do. I don't know what you mean because you don't have a tight end in your league. So, try to get yourself a Nico Collins or something.
I was saying, I'd say like a Nico Collins, like a Dallas Goedert, and then you give them somebody, like a little other dumpy back end person. You know what I mean? Like, just some level of that. You know what I mean? I know Dallas Goedert's pretty good, but yeah, Browers is elite. So.
Do you think Green Bay will trade for a tight end? They did draft Luke Musgrave ahead of Tucker Kraft in the NFL draft 2 years ago. So they might just roll with Musgrave, but he's not a good blocker. That's the problem. Tucker Kraft was the heart and soul of that team besides Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, so I mean, they might trade. I mean, again, like somebody said earlier, like Njoku going to them, but at the same time, they might just trade for more like a blocking tight end, just to be able to like have more of that to fill. Have like a 2-for-1 Tucker Kraft situation, which is not great, but they're in a desperate situation at this point. So at tight end, at least.
Blake's answering your question about Golden. He says, definitely worried about Golden. We were similar to the Bills wide receiver core, if that makes sense. We shouldn't have wasted a first-round pick on him. You should not have. He doesn't look like the same guy at all. And he didn't look that good in college also. So like, if you're saying he looks worse than he did in college, he shouldn't have been a first-round pick in the first place. And you're not utilizing him, man. You're not. Like, I don't get it because Christian Watson's there. And Jaden Reed isn't even back yet. Now, maybe the Tucker Kraft thing might open some stuff up for him, but he's never going to be a trustable starting option on your team. And for real life, it just looks bad.
He was smart to say he's right 100%, that very, very identically mirrored to the Bills situation with that. Really weird.
Jason, Jesus. Oh, I love Jason. Shout out Jason. Jason's coming on the show with J-Bob next Friday. It's gonna be awesome. I talked about Jennings last night. Like, goddamn, they hate Henderson, dude. So like, they hate him. He looked good. I'm thinking of Waterboy. I hate him. It's
He's not even talking to nobody.
Yeah.
Not even plugged into the wall.
And Jalen McMillan's coming back too. He says Bowers reminded us why we took him why I took him in the top of the third round. A lot of people took him in the middle of the second round, and that seemed like a bad pick. But like, this maybe makes me eat my words, because it appears if he stayed healthy this whole year, because I told you, Ray, the first game before he hurt his knee, the end of the third quarter, he had 6 for 98. So like the 7 quarters he's been healthy this year, he's just beasting fools, and Gino's only looking his way.
So the only thing is that he's not wrong and you're not wrong. It's just that as long as your team was able to weather the storm of his injury, you can say that. If you lost 4 straight games and you were just done, then not really. But I'm assuming you saying, like, you just said that comment. That means he weathered the storm and now you're ready to kick people's ass and come with a vengeance. So yeah, you're now very happy to pick him in the third round, especially.
Flacco almost 500 yards passing. When does Jalen Johnson or Kyle Gordon come back for the Bears? Still TBD, man. Flacco's turning back the goddamn clocks, man.
Jalen Johnson's out for the year, pretty much. They said indefinitely. There's still no reports, and Kyler Gordon might come back. At the end of the IR. Who knows? Like, he'll probably be back at the end of the year, or they might just shut them both down. So I wouldn't expect that.
You lost Jaden. You got to pick up 2 quarterbacks, because if you pick up Justin Fields, you got to get a backup plan, because he might not be starting the rest of the year. Just so you know, like, Justin Fields is fine. He's not a 1-to-1 replacement, obviously. Which of these quarterbacks are the best options? So I watched Jaden, Darnold, Trevor, Fields, McCarthy, Rodgers. It's Darnold, and then
first one. I was just say,
yeah, I'd say Darnold first, and then if you want to go Darnold and Fields, mix it up a little bit. But Darnold already had his bye, so you're fine. So is Joe Flacco the best fantasy quarterback ever? No, but he's a quarterback one. Rico, yes, damn straight. Cam Little is being drug tested as we speak. The thing is, Cam Little can't make like a 37-yard field goal. He almost missed that 40-yard, dude. He's bad at like mid-range field goals. But we saw in the preseason, the guy's got a cannon on his leg. A hand cannon. It's kind of like D when D tries to make that punt and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Well, boys. Kenneth Walker, Tiny Dancer, blows. I don't know. I guess I'll say this about Kenneth Walker. The usage today was encouraging. He played more snaps than Charbonnet for the first time, like, since week 2. And I don't have the numbers, but I clearly saw he was out there more. And they were using Charbonnet to spell him. They did bring Charbonnet in on that 3rd and 1 on the goal line, but like, it appears they're going to split goal line work, and he's going to get 60% of the work. I think after the bye, they made that change, and he did look better. So I'm feeling optimistic about Kenneth Walker. Do you agree, Ray? Is it a little bit? I know the points weren't there, but just eye test and almost like the way they were using him.
Yes, it's just that, again, like, Charbonnet is still just a thorn in the side. So just don't be thinking he's going to be jumping up into the top 15 to 12 range. He's still, be in the anywhere from the 25 to 15 range. You know what I mean? That in that, he'll be varying up and down in that area.
Jay Moore, yeah, Badgley did good. Cardi's terrible, and it's not just him. The kicking operation there in LA, you saw that snap.
Gosh,
everything's terrible there. They have they get so much stuff blocked like that you can't start them again.
What is Jim doing over there, man?
I don't know. Jay Moore said I stashed Torrey Horton right before kickoff. Thoughts?
Me too.
If Cooper comes out, he's a start. He's a start,
yes.
Right?
100%.
Moon contender in an auction dynasty. Wide receivers are Amon-Ra, JSN, Devonta. Running backs are Henderson, Harvey, Benson, Isaiah Davis, Monungai, Spears. Should I send a first for Rico to contend? Ooh. I would, because then you can have Rico and Benson, and then maybe Isaiah Davis if there's a trade. But you need that. That's your one weakness. So, I feel like the rest of your team is amazing.
Are you in dynasty leagues?
No, I always trade picks if I'm contending.
No, but either way. But here's the thing: is that I'm not in any. But the idea is that Chuba was paid. Now they're seeing that Chuba's trash. They're just gonna they're either gonna cut him or trade him, and just eat the cap to get get other players in there. And so I think Rico. I mean, it is a little risky, but I just think Rico is going to be the guy going forward for at least probably the next 3 to 4 years, if not 5, hopefully.
Well, they still have Jonathan Brooks though, so we don't know about that. But it's this for this year. This is just for this year.
Jonathan Brooks. I've been hearing that guy's name since he got drafted. Me too. I'm just saying.
We'll see. Rico Dowdle's never. It's a good this year. Right. I love Rico Dowdle. I'm not going to predict the future there, but it's worth the first round pick, even for a 1-year rental. It'll be more than that, but he probably won't be a RB1 going forward.
Right.
They're going to bring someone else in, whether it's Brooks, whether it's Chuba still. Jay says Henderson must be allergic to the end zone. No, the coaches are allergic to TreVeyon Henderson. That's what it is.
They hate him.
Luca says, told you Singletary is going to ruin his Tracy's value. I don't recall you saying that.
No.
I actually believe I said I was a little worried about Singletary.
Rob told me that. So
I wasn't confident about that. I just know they like running Devin Singletary, and he should be Devin Singletary because
there were a lot of questions I think about Tracy, and I think the real major question about Tracy, I was saying I would pick him up, and you're like, just be careful because Singletary says single dumpery, and you're like, hey, there isn't that dude's there. He's always a thorn, and well, like he said, he was right. He's a thorn.
We've learned a couple lessons today and the last couple weeks. So Rome says he started leveling this week, and he won because of it. The Bengals allow a lot to tight ends. In general, the Bengals allow a lot to everyone, and the Cowboys allow a lot to everyone. Those are two teams that have good offenses, and that's it's the fantasy circus teams where you target those matchups. The games are 35-32. In this game, 40 in the 40s. Same with the Justin Fields game. It was 39-38, the Jets-Bengals game. They're just high-scoring games no matter what because they can't stop the other team, and they put up points. Those are the teams to target. Turgay, I asked this question last week as well, but come on. Is Kamara a bum from now on? Also, FBTJ. Yeah, Brian Thomas is hurt, and Kamara is not startable. I'm not. I started him this week I have in 2 leagues. I started him in one of them. I'm probably benching him.
I wouldn't drop him. I wouldn't drop him, but just he's done starting wise. Like, don't start him until further notice.
Bears fan club. Rob is a Tucker Craft fanboy. How do you feel about the season-ending injury? Go back and watch the beginning of the stream. I did a eulogy for him. I sang. I cried. I'm pretty upset about it. It sucks in real life. I love the guy for my money situation because it's going to probably cost me a league or two because if he had stayed healthy, same with Scatabo, I was going to I think win 7 or 8 leagues, and I could still do that. But it's just having that advantage at tight end, now streaming tight end because I have no backups in most of them. I think I have Fannin in a few because I'm holding on to Fannin. I hope I do. I got to look at that. I tried to avoid it, honestly. And I honestly didn't want to come on the show just because it was a bad day for me, but I owe it to you guys. A lot of people in the Patreon. Ray wanted to come on. I still want to talk ball. It's just a somber day for me losing Tucker Craft. And I don't have my energy. My heart's not in this right now. It sucks, man. That's a lot of shares, dude. 16 shares of a player. And I'm not talking best ball. My best ball shares are through the roof. 16 redraft shares, man. My heart's broken. My wallet's broken. That's some high quality H2O. T. Higgins, 30 fantasy points. I'm not calling it a fluke because you have the highest scoring offense right now outside of Detroit in the league. Parker Washington, 13 fantasy points, and BTJ is injured, and Diami Brown is injured. Yeah, and Parker Washington, like I said earlier, had two catches it was 2 for 34 called back because of stupid illegal motion, so it should have been a bigger day, and he looks great.
Yep.
No one weathered the Bauer injury. 3-6 over here. My wife did. I drafted Bowers in one of her teams, and she was pissed when I did it because it was like the last pick of the second round in a 12-teamer. And she's like 5-3. She'll be 6-3. And that's money right there.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with Parker Washington, he's not a number 1 receiver. He's a slot receiver. So he'll still get fed. He's Christian Kirk is what he is. Literally, he's like prime Christian Kirk. So he'll get you 6 for 60. Jaden Daniels is out for the year. And why was he playing? I know it's the stupidest thing ever, Brian. We did a whole 10 minutes on that if you want to go back and watch later, if you weren't in here, about how stupid it was, how dumb the Commanders have been the whole year. You think Parker will do good with BTJ and Diamond Brown out? He won't be guarded like the number 1 because he's not going to play those snaps. He's not going to play X. He's going to be playing the slot. So he'll get more snaps though, but he won't play outside. He's a tiny dude. He won't play outside. My team is now 6-3, dealing with Neighbors, Bowers, Hampton, and Tyreek injuries. Pretty pumped to see Bowers back. Wow. Well, you bounce back from those a lot. Cobra have Taylor and Gibbs combining for 13.5, but London, J-Mo, and Monungai saved me. Well, Monungai crushed ass.
Yeah.
He has Brissett on Monday, but my opponent has Lamb, PPR, 4 point for passing touchdown. I don't know. You're up by 5. I still like your chances. You have the quarterback. Have you all checked out the Chad Power show? Pretty funny. I like repackaged Waterboy. Have you seen it, Ray? I have not.
It's on my watch list. It's on Hulu, I believe.
Cruz, post that in the Discord so I don't forget it, or just you tell me, Ray. Text me. You think I can fool someone with Rashad White and get something decent at running back because Henderson HA not looking good? I don't think you can fool anyone with Rashad White unless you have another week of Bucky Irving missing, which I don't think so. Can we acknowledge Darnold and JSN have the best duo in the NFL? They seem to have the best connection in the NFL. I mean, outside of like Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, and maybe now Joe Flacco and Jamar Chase. Darnold's like a dark horse for MVP right now. For real. Like him and Stafford, 100%. I feel like are guys that need to be talked about because we saw Mahomes have a step back for sure. Lamar's missed too many games to be MVP. Jared Goff isn't playing well. So Jordan Love just lost to the fucking Panthers.
Well, there's that guy in Buffalo. Those Mafia, baby.
Cheerio says he needs Aubrey to get 25 tonight, tomorrow. I don't think that's happening, but hey, you can hope. If anyone could do it. If anyone could do it.
It's happened before.
Justin Tucker did it.
Yeah, it's just
he did.
Not likely.
Josh Downs is very good. He actually is very good. Cooper Kupp said he should be good for next week. I don't know. I think Horton's earned himself a bigger role. That's for sure.
That's what I'm saying is that I think that I don't think that basically Cooper Kupp's just not explosive anymore. You know what I mean? Like he's all the injuries have finally caught up to him. He's still able to catch and run routes. It's just he still is a great route runner, but I think that Horton, has really picked up the slack to earn time. I like it. I like him.
Quick announcement for everyone. This is going to be probably the shortest stream I've ever done. I promised my wife, I want to watch a movie with her as well. Today, I've been doing so much of this. Like this is probably 25 hours live this week. So get your questions in. I'm going to try to get through everyone's question here in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Tomorrow will be a long show though. It'll be a full Week 9 recap, Monday Night Football recap. Look ahead at waivers, all that. We'll probably do 3 hours right tomorrow. Say that, something like that. Get your questions in. Also, if you want to continue this after this, join the goddamn Discord because this conversation goes on all night. Even if I'm not on there, I'm on there a lot. Ray's on there a lot. Story's on there a lot. Get the Patreon and then get in the Discord. Links in the description, or just go Professional Fanatics Patreon and join it. Support the community. Join this community. Be a part of something big because it's coming up, man. We're coming up here. I know it sucks. There's 35 people in here. I hate like getting off, but I'm on here 7 nights a week with multiple guests. Big Ray is a killer here. This dude just told me he needs a top 5 running back and top 5 wide receiver for Gibbs. Well, Gibbs is a top 5 running back, so that's the dumbest thing ever. So
yeah, what the hell?
Rams should be the best in the NFC West, but we lost to the 49ers. What are your thoughts on? So T Gamer says Rams best team in the NFC. What do you think? They're looking like it. They're good on both sides of the ball, and the nice thing is they control both lines of scrimmage. They're good on both in the trenches, both of them. So and Stafford's playing like an MVP.
So here's the thing: is that they're like when you look at a lot of teams in the NFC, there are teams that are very strong in areas and some that are pretty strong and not as strong. We'll just say like for instance the Lions, Vikings, Bears. I know I'm just saying for the NFC North. Yeah, but I'm just right exactly. But more importantly, talking about with the Rams, they have Stafford who's playing MVP level. Stafford is, if he's not going to be a Hall of Fame player at this point, I'll be shocked. I mean, he's got.
Oh, he's a Hall of Famer. He was when he won that Super Bowl, I think.
That's what I was thinking too. Exactly. So, but they have Stafford playing hot. I mean, I know Puka got hurt a bit today. I mean, even if he's out for just a week or two, he'll be back for the playoffs. Devontae Adams is still looking great. And the line of scrimmage is looking great on both sides, and they have a good running game. So I think they're as strong as a team as anybody in NFC right now.
Yeah, and they get home. They're so good in the dome too. Like not as good as the Lions at home because they don't have a big home field advantage. They don't have many fans there. But they play fast, man. And Puka needs to be healthy. That's one thing. JD bench Kamara this week. He's going to stay there. Damn straight. We got to keep him on the bench. Hopefully he gets traded for his value. Otherwise it's a lost year. Jason smoked his opponent with his running back room, only scoring 13 combined points. Dobbins and Tracy. Dobbins is going to be a hard start if Harvey starts coming on. I got to see the snaps more to trust Harvey. The problem is he's just killing Dobbins right now. Dobbins is not getting any passing down work, and they're not running him, inside the 5-yard line.
Nope.
I might end up 4-5 in a 14-teamer. Yeah, Mouth, your trades are awesome, and we did work through all these trades on the Discord with Mouth South, and he went from a really a lineup full of holes, which most 14-team league teams do, but you literally made trades and you lost Benson, you lost a lot of early draft picks, but you filled out your team's like deep now and like has some pretty good upside. So Tron, I have 11th waiver priority. So guys in my league will try to keep me from getting Darnold. What order would you go after these other quarterbacks?
Sure.
Darnold, Trevor, McCarthy, Rodgers, Geno, Penix, Mariota. I would probably go Trevor and McCarthy, top 2.
So see, here's the thing. I would probably go Trevor, Penix, McCarthy, Rodgers.
Good, man.
I know, but
you'll get one of them. You'll get one of them for sure.
I mean, so I'm saying you would rather take. So would you put Penix 3 then?
Yeah, Penix 3.
Okay, there you go.
Just because he doesn't run. McCarthy and Trevor do run a little bit.
So then what? There'd be the rest would be then Rodgers, Geno, Mariota.
Rodgers, Mariota, Geno. I don't want anything to do with Geno. Get the hell out
of
here,
Geno. I'm just saying, but I'm just saying, yeah, either way. Yeah, I get you. Okay.
Hey, guys, Theo in New York's been balling out. Also, Franklin. Yeah, Franklin is disappointing tonight, but he had like 10 targets today. So do you think Theo Johnson's a must-add now that, like, would you rather have Theo Johnson or Musgrave, Ray? Have the one-to-one replacement essentially on Green Bay, or?
Because that's the thing is he? I mean, honestly, I can't lie. Has he done anything this year? Musgrave?
No, he hasn't started though. He hasn't played. He's got some catches, but like he's not the starter, right? He doesn't play a lot of snaps. Craps on the field. So 94% of the snaps.
I get that, but if he's I go back to the Patriots when they had 2 great, tight ends with a killer and a Hall of Famer. So if he was that good, they would play him. So I would just be a little more worried about that. I guess I'd rather go Theo, but that's just me without seeing, Musgrave's playing, which of course, it could be 1-for-1, and all of a sudden you're having a random league winner. So I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
It's not gonna be a 1-for-1 because he's not the same player. I think it's close to me. I got to see it from Musgrave. I'm a little worried about them trading for a tight end though. That's the problem where Theo Johnson has his role. So I'd probably just go Theo.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Although I think Musgrave's probably better in PPR. Like Theo Johnson's just like a 3-catch guy for a touchdown. Adam Silver says, "How do you feel about Dart looking this good with garbage weapons?" We said it earlier, man. He's got that moxie. He's a stud.
Watch out next year. I mean, real quick, just early predictions. Like, where do you think he will be drafted for next year? We'll just assume everybody's healthy. Dart in fantasy.
Quarterback 9, quarterback 10 because of the rushing upside. And it depends if you get Neighbors back and they get another addition there.
I was gonna say if everybody's healthy, go on. Yeah, go on and say if everybody's healthy.
Anyway. GT, the Chargers fucked. Maybe a wild card again. Without their offensive line's ravages again. Joe Alt's hurt. That sucks. They're screwed.
Probably with that division, it's gonna be so tough for them. It's gonna probably be wrapping up for next year.
Baker, rapid fire. Baker or Darnold? Rest of the season?
Darnold.
Yeah, I think it's Darnold. They throw the fuck out of the
I have
ball.
Baker in one league, and I won't, but it's Darnold. He's killing it.
Peace out, Blake. Thank you again for everything you do, man. You're the shit. Yeah, I think Garrett Wilson's definitely a buy low. I think he's been forgotten. He had such a great start. He was like wide receiver 6 after 6 weeks or 5 weeks, and he just, gone to the wayside. He'll be fine. Roma Dunze, is that a goose egg? Officially a goose egg today, Ray? In a game they scored 40 points?
Yeah, I mean, it was official goose egg. I wouldn't say that he's done. It's just that there's something going on that he needs to fix. I mean, I don't know if he's just getting
he dropped a touchdown
too. I watched it. It was wide open.
Too.
That was a great throw by Caleb. It was right in the egg basket.
Titan, there's guys available, man. Torrey Horton, Parker Washington, maybe even Dimey Brown if he plays and Brian Thomas doesn't. There's a lot of receivers available. You'll be fine. Here we go. Thank you, Mouth. Musgrave has higher draft capital than Kraft, and he should be better. In fact, I'm about to add Musgrave and possibly drop Isaiah Davis. Trust me. I mean, he's not better than Tucker Kraft. He comped as a better receiving tight end than Tucker Kraft. Like he's the Colson Loveland where Tucker Kraft was the Tyler Warren, if that makes sense.
Right.
Not saying that Loveland can't block, but like Tyler Warren's a fucking giant, like thicker human being. And he can do a little bit more after the catch. Like Tucker Kraft's so good after the catch. Musgrave's more of a catch and fall down guy, but he's tall. He's pretty athletic. So I think maybe that's the play. I just don't want to replace him. Like that's like, breaking up with someone you love and then like dating their sister. Like I don't want to do that. Like I got to go somewhere else. I got to do another family. I don't want to date, goddamn Tucker Kraft's replacement. No, I don't want a replacement for Tucker Kraft. I'm heartbroken.
Right.
Who scored the highest in your fantasy group and who do they have? I don't know, but that's a Discord question because then we can just post the pictures on there. All right, that's got to be it for me, gentlemen. This is officially the shortest stream I've ever done. I'll answer a couple more and then getting off. Saying that Musgrave should be better than Kraft. No, he said he should be better. Like in theory, like he should have been a better player than Kraft. He said, yes, but he's not, Bo. But like. I have hope for Musgrave. I'm just depressed about my boy who was turning into George Kittle, and we'll see. We still don't have any reports on him yet. We're all just talking like he's dead, but it appears like he tore some ligaments. So that's just sucks. Anyways, if you do not subscribe, please do. Please, can you please just stop with these dumb comments, dude? Like I'm all for having fun and saying funny things, but like that's not funny at all. It's not even creative. So give me some creativity, bro, and I'll read your comment. Even though I did put it up there for you. But have a little be a little funnier, dude, and be a little more subtle because that's not very subtle. Anyways, if you're not in the thank you, Cruz, just a nice little donation from Cruz, my dude. Tomorrow will be a long stream. We'll do two or 3 hours like per usual. This was the shortest one I've probably ever done. That wasn't a start sit at Sunday. Even though most shows won't even give you like 20 minutes, we'll give you an hour and a half as a short one. I'm apologizing for that because I set the bar pretty high, Ray. If you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord. Check out the Patreon. You got to do that shit. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Any last words, Ray? Thank you for coming on, my dude.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a great Sunday of football, and we got I got some still fantasy implications for tomorrow. So I can't wait for tomorrow night. And we'll have a longer show to get more thorough with everything. And hope you guys have a great rest of your night.
Let's wrap up with a little. Hold on a second. This guy, I gotta try to ban this guy. Can I ban him forever? Lade, I'm gonna ban you forever. I'll give you one more chance, like on the next stream, but like, can you please just stop being an idiot? Like, don't be a girl. Do a 24-hour nonstop stream, bro. I've done 4-hour streams. I stream every single night for 3 fucking hours. So, yeah.
He's just
Kraft on my team. Yeah, I know. Where all my Kraft owners at? They're right here. I own every single. I own every single Kraft share ever. Ray, you don't have any Kraft, do you?
Nope.
Sorry, you don't have none?
Nope.
Yeah, you're so scared. Tomorrow night, 10:45. Everyone beyond that's gonna be a great time, Ray. We'll watch some good Monday. Are you looking forward to the Monday night game? It's not the best game in the world, but it's
no. But I told you, right? I got fantasy implications for you.
I want to talk to Samson. Fly me to the moon like that bitch Alice Cram.
Sorry, I don't know if you saw the super, but we had a request for me to let's wrap it up with a little walker. And I also talked to Samson. So That's what's up. All right, gentlemen. Again, sorry for the short stream. We will be back fully charged tomorrow, and I'll be a little bit more recovered from my heart's still broken, gentlemen, from Tucker Craft. And it was a rough one, man. And Scatabo hurt. What was it, last week, 2 weeks ago? That hurt a lot. 9 shares of Scatabo. This one, broke my heart and my brain. So yeah. And Tuesday night, Downtown Sports. Check out that show. Link in the description. Doing a double header there. Both shows. We're gonna swap a little bit. So all right, love you guys. Thank you, Ray, and we'll see you tomorrow.